Welcome to this episode on data visualization, part of a series of short films supporting courses I teach in data science and artificial intelligence. You can find more by following me on LinkedIn or as @Binocularity on Twitter. Thank you for watching. This exercise is about loading data into PowerBI and also a little bit about shaping data. So it's exercise B and it's about data sources. PowerBI can read data from many different sources, Excel spreadsheets, as we've seen in the quick start video, just typing data in, but also it can have live links to databases, to the internet, to many things. And one of the things that's sometimes important to do before you start to visualize it is to shape the data. So this simple exercise will just show loading a spreadsheet and how to change or shape the data so that it's able to be visualized. You can do it inside and outside PowerBI. Very often I'd say shape data outside PowerBI and load, in some sense, a clean data set ready for visualization. So the first thing we're going to do is get some data, and I'll switch over now to the PowerBI window. So you can see the window here, and there's a row of options here, get data, and some quick options for Excel, PowerBI and SQL datasets. But if we use the quick data menu, you'll see Excel appears on there as well. So we click on Excel, we'll open a window, and we now need to find our data. In this case it's in here. And we're going to look at this table, Geography of Creativity. It's a raw XLS file. I click Open. And we get a preview of the sheets in the Excel file. There's only one in this case, sheet 1, so we'll click on it to select it. And then you'll see a preview of the data in there, some of the column headers and some of the rows. And we just click Load at the bottom. So when PowerBI has loaded the data, you'll see on the fields in the right, all of the columns in the spreadsheet have been turned into fields. And this gives us this list here. And we can select which ones we want to visualize. So first we're going to do some data shaping just to show how that works. So let's go to a button called Transform Data. In older versions of PowerBI, this was also called Edit Queries, so it's had several names over time. And this gives us another preview of the data. And you can see it's data with not very many rows, but a very large number of columns. If we click here on Choose Columns, we can edit out some of the columns. And this process allows us to scroll down and find some columns. And I'm going to remove from the data a set of rows called 2007_10 film. We select all the columns that we want, and then we deselect the ones we want to remove. So we deselect film, we deselect 5 of the columns from this data set. We'll just click OK. So now we see here the steps applied to this data set are to read it in, to do something to generate column headers, to change the type. There's automatic type conversions in here, we'll come back to that later. And it's removed the columns that we wanted it to there. And we can undo that step here by clicking on the cross. Okay, so now to apply the transformations from the query editor, we just press Close and Apply. And it should, when it's finished applying the changes, you'll see here on the right that those column headers with film in them have gone. So a very simple example of both loading and shaping the data. Now we'll do some visualizations. To do that, we want to select a particular visual. We're going to use the clustered bar chart, which in this version PowerBI is the third one on the top row. If you click on that, it will create an empty visualization. We now need to fill in the fields that it's going to find data in. I'm going to suggest that you click 2007, all creative industries business count. So that's the number of businesses. But we go right down to the bottom. If we put travel to work areas on this as well, you will see that these are geographic areas, and it will add those as the axis, the vertical axis, automatically. TTWA is travel to work area. and so it will by default create a count of the number of businesses in all creative industries in each travel to work area in the northeast of England. So yeah, there's the business count and the travel to work areas, and that should give us a nice horizontal bar chart. I'll just summarize the key points. So data sources can be many different things for Power BI. Spreadsheets are a very easy source of tabular data and match some visualization types very well. And we'll go on to see different ways of using them. And this concept of data shaping or data wrangling is a very important part of most uses of visualization tools. We need the data in a form that we can visualize first. And we can decide if shaping is better done inside or outside Power BI, but once it's been shaped, it can be easy and quick to visualize it.